Cool. So we talked about the considerations when it comes to the frequency of your posts. Now you've got a good idea about some factors to think about when you're doing yours. And we're going to start planning that right now. I'm going to keep it super simple. This is not something I want you to overthink. Don't start going down a rabbit hole. Keep it Bobby basics. Simplicity is what wins at the end of the day. So just 3 questions, okay? No particular order. Is what days are you going to show up? What time are you going to show up? And what content, whether it's going to be a show, coaching or interview. Now I'm going to give you my recommendation about how to go about this. But again, this is your personal journey. This is how you want to deliver. And I would suggest maybe testing some different theories and different times when it comes to frequency and checking your analytics to see where you're getting most engagement. But I feel that if you find a time that suits you based on your considerations, that suits you in terms of energy and avoiding distractions, and when your clients are at their freest to be able to engage, I would probably give it a good amount of time before testing a different time and different days. So my recommendation, and I talk a little bit about this later on, and I teach you how to do this a little bit later on, is creating a signature show. Now that's a show that you will show up for on a set amount of time a week. It's where people can expect you. It's your version of EastEnders, okay? Maybe without the drama. But it's that time when people can expect you, and it's that piece of content that is consistent throughout. So if you did no more content in the whole of the week, it would always come back to this show. Now, whether you do that 1 day a week, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, that's totally up to you. My recommendation is to go for the sweet spot, having done this for 4 or 5 years, and do 3 shows a week. My recommendation again would be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But the things that you have to ask yourself, what days do you want to do them on? Okay, this is for you. This is your business. When are you going to show up to your business and do your auditions? Okay. What times? And remember in the considerations, what are your clients doing at those times? Try to visualize what they're doing. Get some market research. Ask your clients that are in your world right now. Hey, what are you doing usually around this time? Are you commuting? Are you free? Okay. And in terms of the timing, making sure that it's good for you. No distractions, no kids, and being high on energy, being focused. And like here, like I've talked about, is it going to be the show, or is it going to be a whiteboard and coaching? Okay, or the show could be the coaching, or you're going to be doing interviews with people. I don't know. That's really down to you and what your business is. But like I say, my recommendation is that show. So I will give you much more detail on how to build that show later on in the course. Now I just want to give you a visualization here. Okay, this here, I want you to imagine, and a good piece of software to use for this is Excel, and drawing out your chart. Now, this is my consistency and expectations. This is my bare minimum, by the way, okay, when it comes to me showing up. This is for the man coach. So I've got my 3 shows here. Now, quite often, I will go live on a Tuesday. Quite often, I'll go live on a Tuesday. But I don't fit it into the timetable because I don't want to build people's expectations. When I advertise my show, I advertise it as being these 3 days. Thursday for me is a no social media day. That means I don't create any content. Everybody knows that. And that's the expectation I put through. I always usually say here, Wednesday, I'll catch you on Friday because I'm offline on Thursdays. And that's just something I like to do. I just like to not have to worry about logging in on a Thursday. So when I look at it and visually see, I can see that I schedule my vlogs. They go out at 9 o'clock at night, and it's just like a teaser to send into my YouTube page. Here is my shows. But this is my audition consistently to my audience. If I did nothing else and did these 3 for the week, I'm showing up and adding massive value to my audience. I've been doing that for 5 years. 5 years. And that's by keeping the same time on the same days, over and over and over again. And the consistency then builds you your audience. People start talking about you, just like they do with EastEnders. This is my EastEnders. So I want you to create a spreadsheet on Excel. Simply put in here the days of the week, your times, and start fitting in when you're going to do your shows, and then go from there and look at your frequency. You then have created your system about when you are going to show up with your primary content. Okay, what we're going to slowly start doing as the course evolves is start building of what content to talk about. That's the whole point of this, is being able to create that content for a year so you can show up and you can put it against your structure or your system that I'm going to teach you. You can go, great, this is what I'm teaching on this day. This is what I'm teaching on this day. This is what I'm teaching on this day. So we're building it up, okay? These are the very foundations that we need to think about before we start adding the value into the time slots. Okay, I'll see you for the next video.